Hi, we are here with Amanda Owens of Homegrown Foods. Well, first, kind of just introduce people who haven't been here to the shop and what they can expect to see when they come into Homegrown Foods.
Homegrown is essentially a lot of farmers who go to the farmers market, but they can't sell everything they've got at the farmers market. So now we're selling full-time here. You'll find the same vendors, just a different format. So we're open Tuesday through Saturday, just instead of particular mornings of the week.
Okay. So that kind of gives the basic idea of the shop. How did it evolve and come into what it is?
We became aware of farmers wasting a lot of produce, and as a consumer, I have two brothers who farm, and I still wasn't getting fresh produce all the time, because when you're going to the farmer's market, if you work, it's difficult to get there on Tuesday or Thursday. I was working Saturdays at the time, so it's very difficult to get there and get away with your stuff and have a place to put it. So from the consumer standpoint, it just made sense to have something that was full-time but still have the same product.
Sure. So is that kind of how it became a passion for you, or a hot topic, or is it something you've always kind of thought about and been involved in?
Our whole family is really into farming and local food, and there was a shop kind of like this where I went to grad school, and I thought, why doesn't Springfield have one? So now we do.
Sure. Okay, now you mentioned local food. Why is it important for people to eat local? And
there are probably 20 reasons, but my favorite is that it tastes better. It's really fresh. Everything we have in here was picked within the last 48 hours, and that's just not true of the grocery store. So also, Homegrown Food has paid out over $50,000 to local farmers this year buying their products. So you're directly supporting people in our community, in our economy, which is good for Springfield.
Sure. All right. Let's see. Well, we cover on tagsgf.com. We cover a lot of foodie stuff in restaurants. If you're not eating at home or eating fresh produce, where do you go in town to find those options?
Farmers Gastropub, which you probably get a lot, but they are actually using a lot of local food. Savor over on Commercial Street is newer, and they're also doing a lot of local food. And then I have not yet been there, but I've heard that a Balanced Palate out in Chesterfield Village is using local produce, and that it's fantastic.
Okay. All right. Now, give kind of the rundown. You mentioned the days of the week. What are the hours and days of the week?
We're open Tuesday through Saturday, Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, Saturday, 10 to 4.
Okay. And as far as annually, is there enough to keep going through the winter?
Yep. We will be here all winter. We will switch to an organic distribution center, which is actually Albert's Organics out of Kansas City, but we can still tag everything with exactly where it's coming from. So if it has to come from California, we'll get it from there, but it will stay exactly where it's coming from, what farm.
Okay. Now, speaking of how it stays local, what does that cover? I mean, how local are you talking, like in the store now? Or?
For us, our produce right now is all within 50 miles. Our meat is right at 120 tops. And the furthest thing away we have is rice, which is coming out of the boot heel right at 220 miles.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, Brett.